When we move it, we move compact. And when we take a couple store, couple bank and shop. And one this man a top out with hotter. Church I know we have to run left this spotter. Dan the yachted, dog out the data. When we come down, just up a block. We say some a rally back and some of them turn so back. We a road boy out and we not left a clock.
This backstage is be hot boy. Bulletin family.
With them there when Kingston run.
Bulletin family now live.
Kingston with them when
Kingston with them when Mike.
Kingston with them when a bird get shot. Man a Kingston with them when a cow get shot. Sandakan when him leg down flatter. Natty Morgan leg down flat. Jungle man spangle a ream. A man did hotter. And the uptown man them did hotter. And the Riverton man them run hotter. Firehouse man road did hotter. And the Painland man them hotter. And the Bush man them did hotter.
Yeah, like the signal when we come in anything. Yes. So feel free to share the live. Like it up, share it up. For people
We topic for the no, we topic.
So today we're going to be talking about parenting. Past, present, future. You know, styles of parenting has changed over time. Yeah, some persons they use some of the same parenting styles from back then. Some would totally the opposite. So it's all what you decide to do, how you decide to parent your children. Yes, and everybody have different parenting styles. So today we're going to be really hitting that. You know, some people can talk about the pressures that they went back in the days when they had to kneel on a...
I hear about that boy. Mike.
Yeah.
I
want to say good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you, and welcome to the Burn Team. What you want me to say, boy? I mean, I had it hard when I was growing up, you know. I had it real hard. They talk about kneeling. I heard Shamika talk about going on the grater. She didn't want to say grater because she must kneel on 2 graters. But I kneel on 1 grater. Yeah, nah. Yeah, hey, watch me. I had to stamp in a corner on my knees, kneel down on my knees. With 2 big stones in my hand, you know. Because I thief sugar from home. Thief sugar, you know. All I want again. Thief sugar, my stepmother give me good. So I had it hard. And then my stepmother used to beat me with a broomstick. I used to run. Yeah. What happened? Good evening.
Yeah. What is the worst punishment back in the days? You want to hear like the past parenting? The worst punishment. We really talked away.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like the worst punishment.
Have you ever been punished?
I think the worst punishment...
Everybody get punished. You ain't get punished, huh?
I don't think he ever get punished, you know.
Where? She hiding?
I'm right here, sir.
But we want to know, we waiting, the people want to hear.
And I was saying, the worst punishment that it had in the past is kneeling down on the grater or getting licks with a spoon, the wooden spoon. Okay. That's from my perspective, though. That's what I think is the worst punishment. Either kneeling down on the grater or getting licks with a wooden spoon. Naked on your bottom and your bottom wet.
So which one you have to do, Ree?
I get the one with the wooden spoon. No, I never had to kneel on a grater. I used to get like naked bottom, wet skin with the wooden spoon.
Oh God!
For coming in inside late.
So that stick never break. That stick never break when you finish it, yeah.
I don't have size like you, no, Mike. So no, it's stick never broken.
But you talking about that? What about golf? What about golfer whip? What about golfer whip? You ever get licks with golfer whip?
My mom was both parents, both mom and dad, so I really never have the cause to get licks. Most of her time, she either punish us. But when I was smaller back then, it used to be licks with the wooden spoon. And while getting older, my mom started punishing us in like taking away our laptop or banning us from the television or banning us from going outside to play or banning us on a weekend, you're getting snacks. Certain things that we used our custom getting, she used to ban us from it to teach us a lesson. So it wasn't really say licks or like that.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's nice. That's no good. I had my time. I don't know, but Shamika will tell us a little bit about your experience now.
Leather belt.
Yeah. You soak it and pee? You soak it and pee?
I want to hear what Marina, what kind of punishment Marina used to get?
Me too, Shamika. I used to get leather belt. Leather belt to learn your tables, leather belt to read your work, leather belt to clean the house, leather belt for everything.
Yeah. Wow.
God, it was you with. Yeah, boy. The big teeth
Anybody ever get
comb.
licked with an Afro comb? What about the Afro
No.
comb? You ever get licked with
No,
an Afro comb?
not me.
Not the Afro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you mean on your fingers?
On your finger.
You get it on your fingers. You get it on your fingers. What wrong with all you?
So let me pick up everybody who join us on
Yeah, man.
Facebook. Chica.
We have Sadal, lecture on the inside.
Right, you have Mrs. Mashalman on the inside.
We have Candice Can on the inside.
Yes, so yes, we have Marcus. Marcus on the, he was
He's still touching it, he watching it.
Yeah?
Yeah?
And the topic for today is what?
Parenting, past, present, and future.
Right.
Alright.
Alright. So people place in the comment section. What kind of elixir you used? Was it a guava whip? Was it a heather belt? Did you kneel on a grater? Mike?
Well, only call him.
I mean, now we have the option that can happen anytime.
Oh, they
So
call
I
him
have
my
a
name,
question.
so
I
is
have
that
a
the only one who
question
never
for
get licked?
Mr. Lion. I have a question for Mr. Lion.
Yeah, Shalon, we want to know about you too.
So Sholan, I would like to know, I would like you to tell us.
So let me hear the question.
So
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Coffee,
On one hand, so you're trying to say you never used to get trouble? Or your parents just never like to beat?
I want the last time.
I'm the only boy.
Oh, okay, so you were spoiled.
but still, Mike, I don't really believe
I
that.
can't say I get plenty licks. I gotta be lying.
Yeah, and the list I used to
The
get
girl was
you look at everything there. You know what I mean?
you know what I mean?
I mean honest.
Very miserable, very mischievous.
So you know, Shalon, I saw you show us
Kind
a
of wickedness.
Shalon, I saw you show us a picture today with your grandmother. You was trying to kiss her. Your grandmother ever beat you?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. I didn't find out my mother beat me is war.
Is war.
Serious?
Never.
Oh, wait.
My grandma was just like that too.
I didn't get plenty licks.
Well, I was the firstborn, and the firstborn was get licked all the time.
I saw my sister.
Firstborn is get the most licks. Because I find like for firstborns, the parents now figuring out how to be a parent, they're now figuring out what's right and what's wrong. So we just get the most punishment, boy. Way, boy.
But
Yeah,
but
they
then
just start off
again,
real hard and then they just get soft
Yeah,
from
but-
down to the end.
yeah, but then again, check this out. Sometimes the people who get licks and the children is always be the bad one and the good one, eh? And the good one is always lie and the bad one. And the bad one is always get licks. The good one is be doing mischief, you know.
Huh. True, eh? True.
But what about okay? So Shalon, yeah, who we expect it to be again? fire services.
Right at the
Right,
topic
and
for
the topic for
today,
today, tonight.
Parenting, past, present, and
so when
future.
we
So
come
when we
back,
come
we'll
back,
be
we'll
getting
be
into the
getting into
different
the
types of
different types of
parenting,
parenting,
and
you
we'll
will
be
be
hearing
hearing
from
from
the panel. We have a panel discussion
discussion
this
this
evening.
evening.
We have
Yes,
a, we
and
have
you'll
a,
be also sharing with you all the shows that we do on the weekend. So you'll know when to tune in, when to lock in. Yeah? So Mike,
So,
run the
Mike, run
music.
the music, and we will be right back.
So to all those who locked on, you're listening to the Burn Team this evening alongside me with Mike. And we're keeping it nice and live as we talking real talk live this evening. Parenting, past, present, future. And the future, more cutters to get any future. The way things going. So as you look on the clock on the wall right now, it's 10 minutes past the hour of 6 p.m. in TNT. To all those who locked on and listening all over the Caribbean, all over the world. Good afternoon, good evening. After 6 it'll be night, so good night to you guys, all right? So we want people to take part. Real Talk Live this evening with the Burn Team and me, Mike the Man. Right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, the best place to be right now. It's talking about parenting. Past, present, future, and a double future. Oh, none of we know. Let me say good morning or good night to Jizan Raymond all the way in the UK. Good evening, Jizan. It's to see you on the inside.
DJ them every day, got the whole of them a clown and them no worry. Them no worry. Tell them again, man. Change the reckless way of living, I think easy. Cause Mr. Catty man the dog got daddy. And when me come for nice up the party. Cause I look at to me I drink heavy. Right now man is coming in easy. Them no worry. Them no worry. Lord me ball.
So we back. Good afternoon to you, Sonelli. Bartholomew, you inside, yeah? So it's Real Talk Live this evening with the Burn Team crew. And we talking about parenting. Past, present, future. It had enough future to that, yes? Trust me. So where's my burn team crew? Are you inside? Shola and Shamika.
Right here,
Shola
right
and
here.
Shamika. Nice one. Yeah, we're pointing your finger so far. Nice one. So Riri.
Yes, sir.
Nice one. So yeah, Shola, let me hear. So we inside. We want to say good evening to everybody, right? So go ahead. What you fix? You're now fixing up yourself. All kind of thing. You had to do that before the show starts.
But I just put my hand here, Mike.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Shola.
We are going up, Mike. We wanna touch on the different styles of parenting that exists, and then we wanna compare what we have seen growing up and what we see now, and what we have coming in the future. What we think parenting will be like in the future, right? Chicks.
Yes. So we have the Mike who would have been a part of the past and
Hold on, let's go.
inside.
Just go. Oh my goodness. What's supposed to be?
Exactly what it is. So Mike
Wow.
Hold on.
is what you know he's the listening.
No.
Mike.
Mike will have a different insight. I'm only talking from his,
All right.
Mike have more experience then. He has a longer experience with the parenting.
Yeah. So we wanted to touch on when you was growing up.
Uh-huh.
How parenting used to be. So take it from there, Mike.
Listen, for me, you're talking about in my time, my parents. Well, the only thing I can remember per se, the only thing I can remember per se is I didn't grow up with my mom. I grew up with my dad, and my dad was a disciplinarian. So I could make a mistake to do anything. That was tell you, I used to thief sugar, and you used to make milk and sugar and thing, and from me cupboard and all them kind of things. So I used to be thieving that every other day. So I used to get licks, and my father's hand was like 10 times my size. So I used to get real licks, that kind of parenting. But for me, the positive, I want to deal with the positive. The positive side of it is that the parenting I got from my dad is completely different to what we see today with a lot of fathers and men, where you find a man will take responsibility for his children in his home. I did that. And a lot of men today, you don't find they taking responsibility for the children today. So that is the positive in being a parent. I learned that from my dad. So that's why I was able to inculcate that type of discipline to my children and be a good father to them. So that was the past, the present with them, being a father, doing and when you discipline children, you have to remember that you have to show. We call this thing tough love. It's tough love. It's tough love.
Yeah, man.
Right. So you're loving it. You're being tough with your children, and you're being tough with them. So you're disciplining them. Now, remember, long time we used to get licks with broomstick and all kind of thing. You can't hit a child today, So there's a question in all of this. No, but children, there's a question in all of this. And Shamika, there's a question in all of this. How do we discipline our today's children then? How do we do that? We used to get licked. I didn't know about Rihanna said she used to get licked to that thing and she boomsy. She must have one set of marks still. So at the end of the day, how do we
wait. Just
Oh God.
Oh. Let me answer that question.
Yeah, let's answer that question.
So, first of all, I do not have marks. I do not have marks on my butt, Mr. Mike. I don't have marks. It is very clear and clean. Anyway, I think the question that Mike just put out to us.
She can't talk. You can
People in the talk like on Friday night
Panel discussion.
parenting past, present, and future. Place in the comment section what type of licks you used to get. If it was with Talladega Bell, you used to deal on greater. What you used to get because what it is one way and the panel is go.
Hey, but Sherlan,
So let's think about it.
but Sherlan, comment a thing about
Hold
you.
on, hold on.
So place in the comment section, all the latecomers, what is your sign? And the last.
Don't blame the guy. Blame it on you women too.
Right, but I bet see when you reach who most hot tempered.
You know the thing go, it is real talk. Live on a Friday night.
But listen, but Sherlan, going back to the licks part. But Sherlan, going back to the licks. Hey, it's real talk. But going back to the licks. Going back to the licks.
Everybody on the live, man. Everybody.
Hey, Sherlan, going back to the licks.
Again, we start over.
Yeah, going back to the licks part.
You hear me, Rihanna? I ain't going back there, you know.
No, forget about Rihanna. We can't take on Rihanna. Going back to the part of, the licks part. Hello?
Give us some insight now.
What's going on there? Well, they don't hear me.
I'm hearing you loud and clear, Mike, but
You know I'm to them.
I don't know what's going on. Rihanna, you hearing us?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Can
their
Rihanna hear
connection
me?
cut off.
All they hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
I'm
hearing
hearing
you.
you,
There,
I don't know, something
Shamika and
going on.
Lion. Yeah, Shamika and
Sherlan,
Lion. have been like-
yeah, so guys, so at the end of the day, but what is it as before they come back? So let's hear your take on when it comes to past. What you guys have experienced, or let's say today then.
Interesting.
Let's say today. What is the experience of disciplining your children today? How would you discipline your children today?
Well, today I have 3 kids. I use a mixture, right? Sometimes I talk,
Very interesting.
talk, you know, we have conversations, don't do this isn't wrong, explain why it is wrong. And then sometimes after I explain all of that and, you know, you showing me you're doing the wrong thing, you get a little spanking,
Yeah.
right? Or I might take away your game or tell you take off that TV and not watching that. Right now, you know, you're on punishment, you know, so, and they don't like it, of course, nobody likes punishment. But for me, in today's time, and I think it has a bit of a mix of explaining to the child why it is what they're doing is wrong, and when they continue doing it, you go to the giving them a little spanking or taking away some kind of thing that they like, right? If it could be a leisure activity, playing a game, going out and lining with their friends, things like that. Now, my kids aren't teenagers yet, so and I suspect by the time they reach teenagers, the parenting style might change again. So, but for now, it's that. Take away the tablets, take off the TV, or give them some licks.
But what about your time? What about your time with your parents? What about your time?
Well, in my time, man, it didn't have nothing like talk to you about what wrong and what right and thing, you know. You have to know once mommy say that wrong, you do it, you're getting licks. Daddy say, don't do that, is licks one time. Right? So that was a different timing. It didn't really in my timing, well, in my parents in my house, with my mom and dad, it wasn't like, you know, talking, you know, this wrong or this whatever. No, you get licks and that was it.
But, okay, so who was the one that you think was more strict? Was he stricter than both parents, the father or the mother, your dad or your mommy?
My dad.
Yeah. Explain.
My dad was
so it's
well
hard for a
strict.
man to be beating a daughter, you know. A man will quicker beat a son, cut a son's skin. So your dad used to cut your skin?
Of course, I get licks with a belt.
You used
Tell
to
me I had to
run
learn my
mommy? So you used
table.
to run to mommy too?
I have to. No, when
Okay.
the man of the house do what he had to do, that is it. It's fine now. You can't go crying to mommy about nothing.
So what mom used to say in all of that when you finish getting a little scotch skin? Take your licks.
Nah, she was never provoking like that. She didn't really like us to get licks, eh? She really didn't like it.
Right.
And I don't know, it's something about long time and parents was completely different to now. Like you know X, Y, and Z wrong, and you know mommy them coming, you're trying quick to do it. If you had a clean up and thing, you're making sure the house clean just before they reach home. You know, but in today's time, and now you tell your children know that and them in business. You will come home and meet that house still dirty or meet that wrapper on the ground still, you know? Children today very stubborn. I must say that. But long time you used to your parents didn't have to beat you, you just know that if mommy come
just
home
look. You just
and take that look. Just that look alone. You don't know.
Oh God.
So
I see I see Sherlyn and Shamika is back in the house. I don't know, there was whispering in the background saying them must be crazy, yes? That was crazy. But you know, no. Let me stop here. Let me get it. No. Let me get it straight. Yeah, let me get it straight. Let me get it straight before we continue.
The comment section.
Right. I can't see nothing. Or let us see, I can't see nothing.
The comment section right in front of you.
Yeah, but go ahead now, go ahead. Because both all only breaks in the say all used to get cut us long time, but go ahead.
Alright, so we have Ms. Bartholomew saying that we need to specify who the lips coming from.
Right.
Because people use different equipment. So if it is again lips from mommy, daddy, granny, uncle, auntie, nene, teacher, auntie, whoever, you just put mommy, comb, daddy, leather. So you just make the list. Right?
I like that.
What kind of
Mike, you will find this girl have a thing like, you know, she have the order in which she likes.
Yeah, boy. A set list.
No, but it's true. It's true. You have to really line it up. Because every parent or grandparent, your grandmother used to use something different from your father and your mother, you know. Your grandmother used to use a posy with a little bit of pea in it. So she throwing that pea at you, you know.
What?
Pea, posy. You getting licks with a posy?
What's going on here?
Nah, Mike. Nah.
Mike say posy?
Yeah.
I get lashed from my grandmother to posy already.
Really?
I will only I believe you if somebody else put a comment saying they get licks from a posy. Somebody else had to put that comment for me to believe you.
I get licks with a posy. I get lashed with a posy.
So, as Mike say, getting licked with a posy, I have never came across me getting licked with a posy. So, getting licked with a posy, I need somebody else in the life to place in the comment section if they have ever got licked with a posy.
I get hit with a posy. My grandmother hit with me a posy. Yeah.
So anybody ever get licked with a posy and maybe a little tailpiece dash on them with it? I don't know. Let me think posy. We thinking sometimes, you know, people that have some stale pee inside.
Overnight wee-wee. You call it overnight wee-wee, not pee-pee. Overnight wee-wee.
The young ladies are asking if you have ever gotten beaten with a posy. Please in the comment section. Now you specify if the posy is enamel or plastic.
It could be.
Yeah, wait, it's no putty here. It's enamel and white enamel too.
Who is this?
Plastic is for the babies.
Exactly.
So when we get posy, we know enamel.
Exactly.
Big people paying that. Big people.
Right. So let me ask a question. Whoever get licks with a swizzle stick?
Joining us. Hey,
who get licks with a swizzle stick?
I can understand.
Who get licks with a swizzle stick?
You see that posy thing? You see that posy thing? We know now.
Somebody say long time they had the experience.
Somebody get a licks with a posy.
Yeah.
Who is that Waylon?
Wait.
I tell all you.
Oh God. No.
Thank you, Wayland.
No, that's not right.
The topic
That's
is
right.
today, people, look at this.
Parenting, past, present, future.
So all you're telling me, I telling all you say here what Wayland say. The mother with a strap and a belt and a posy and all the doubting me. My grandmother beat me with a posy.
I leave up that comment. I leave up that comment.
Man say that there. I lying.
I leave that comment.
But let me ask Wayland. Wayland, did the posy
I
have?
didn't say that, you know.
No, I didn't say a lie. But let me ask Wayland. Wayland, did the posy have pee in it? It had pee in it.
Mike, I don't think it matter if it have pee in it. At the ending of the day, Mr. Wayland said that he got licks with the posy.
I can't imagine hitting my child with a posy. I mean, I know sometimes it is do some things, but not a posy, man. Not a posy.
Yeah, the man say get licks from his mother at a strap. Yeah, and a
Anybody ever get licked with a bull pistol?
A bullet?
People still have bull pistol.
Yeah.
People beating people with children bull pistol.
Yeah. What you mean?
Well,
Wrong with
you
you?
think so? Well, I want to know.
Wrong with you?
I don't think parents nowadays will beat kids with a bull pistol.
Yeah.
But I think probably long time.
Because they're going to call the authorities.
That is no.
Because beating children now,
But you get
exactly,
liquid base bat,
because
but base
I
bat
know-
and thing, you get liquid base bat.
My dad said he get licked with electrical cable.
All of that.
When he was younger, cable, he used to get licked with them big thick cable. Yeah,
I think
so he
beating,
get licked with that.
Yeah.
I think beating children,
Yeah, all his
beating
skin needs to
children
mark up.
long
That's why I
time.
say. All his skin
Beating
needs to mark
children
up. So
long
that's why I say
time.
when we get licks and she ain't get no mark, she never get mark. Licks with electrical
Well,
cable.
at the ending of the day,
Let me finish.
at the ending of the day, Mr. Mike, I wasn't the one get licks with a posy. Eh?
Oh, Wayland said it was a new posy, not a posy with steel piece. It was
Anyway.
a new one.
Anyway, back to what I was saying, right? Like bull pistol and stuff, I don't think that will be for present and future because nowadays, as Chica said, that will be for the higher authorities. No, beating
Abuse.
children nowadays is a whole different scenario. For me personality, I don't have kids, but I babysit. I do babysitting for a living. And basically, in the past, when my mother used to tell me, getting licks long time used to learn for when they have kids. So their licks long time used to be with a bull pistol, but my mom said she never get licks with that. It had belt, slap down, cough down, your teeth falling out,
Slap
your
down,
nose
cough down.
break, right? But I think for present now, I have my niece and my nephew that's been here with me.
I can't take it today, though.
Slap down cough.
I can't take this thing.
Your teeth falling out, you know, and your nose break.
Like what you're cooking. I mean, it's possible to break it, but what is I don't know.
No. But
No,
you know the
well, that
difference
was
today.
my-
The difference
But
today.
whatever my mom used to tell me, my mom used to tell me their parent, which is my deceased grandmother and my deceased grandfather, they never really beat them, and there were 6 kids, 3 girls, 3 boys. They never really get licked. My mom was the oldest, so whatever they teach my mom had to teach her rest of siblings. No, there was never licks. My grandmother and my grandfather always taught their 6 kids how to cooperate and be with each other. So there was never licks in my family in the past. In the present, where I am the present now, with all my rest of cousins, there's still no licks. All my aunts and my uncle, to me personally, I have probably gotten licks 3 times from my mom. I don't have a dad, so I never really experienced getting licks from my dad. But my mom, she was quick to punish us. Like normally when you was going primary school, you know, you'll get $5 to go to school, $2 to go to school, $10 to go to school. My mother packing a piece of roti and butter for me and not even a juice again, you know. Punishment. I had to go in school and when I eat my roti and butter, I had to be under the pipe, so drinking the water because I have no money to spend.
Hold on. Mike, play
some music when we come back. We will say dry roti and water.
Here we go. Like, when we come back, we will be
getting into the different types of parenting. Chica will be highlighting the different styles of parenting, and we will be dissecting personally where do we think we lie in the style of parenting as it is in present tense. Right? Dry bake, butter, and water. I go that.
So you're locked on to Real Talk Live right here every Friday evening from 6 with the Burn Team crew. And this evening we're discussing parenting, past, present, future, and our future too. Yes, we're having a nice time. It's all about learning. So all those who get plenty licks, I can't say cutters on the radio. All those who get plenty licks with broomstick, with shovel, with pickaxe, handle, only just call her, just send a message and let us know. Because we know Sherlon and Shamika not telling the truth, but we go accept that. Because they want to tell us how much licks they get in them time. So let me continue with the music. Good evening, everybody. It's now what? 25 minutes to the hour of 7. Yeah, we in jail.
Just because my girlfriend left me, she found somebody else. I think so much about her. I keep on talking to myself. I get so weak and lazy. I just can't do my work. My boss said I am crazy. Fire me and call me a jerk. Everything I earned in my life, I give it unto you. You live my life and happy. I don't know what to do. But so let me down. I do the best I can. And now you leave me and I don't know where my future stands. Strange things are happening. Strange things are happening. Strange.
Well, a girl cry out. Make up, step up, and don't play. Girls of mercy, I am bad, mad, and no wicked in the bed. Wicked bad and mad in the bed. I am bad, mad, and no wicked in the bed. Wicked bad and mad in the bed. All of the girls will tell the world that I am wicked in bed. Bad, mad, and no wicked in the. All of the girls will tell the world that I am wicked in bed. Wicked bad and mad in the bed. I am bad, mad, and no wicked in the bed. Wicked bad and mad in.
As I said, it's all about Real Talk evening. Are we discussing parenting this evening, people? Both past, present, and future. Yeah, Real Talk Live. So let's find out about some of your little incidents that you never call your father. I mean, you never call police for your father and your mother. Today, children calling police for their parents. You can't hit them at all. So we want to know, all right? So coming up next, we're going to get Shamika coming to tell us a little bit about some parenting. You know she does do it. All right? So if you look at the chat right now, you will see, you can read a little bit. Those who don't have glasses, we will read it out for you. Those who have glasses, we still going to read it out for you. So we're back on the inside. Shamika, take it away. What are you drinking? What are you drinking there, Shamika?
Yes.
What are you drinking there? You ever get licks in that bottle? What are you drinking there?
There's against that.
Mike, remember the last time we talked about drinks and Shamika?
Oh yes, I forget this true.
What you drinking? That's what I drink.
Oh, you remember when she talked about the drinks?
So yeah, Shamika, take it. So Shamika, you're in the inside. Let's hear you.
Yes. So we are going to speak about the different types of parenting style. So what we have, as Mike just said, if we can see good, right? But we will share it later on the page, more information on the different parenting styles. But the 4 parenting styles that we have are authoritarian, authoritative, permissive, and uninvolved. So those are our 4 parenting styles. Now, earlier we were talking about the past parenting styles, right? So the past parenting styles really is like the authoritarian style of parenting. And here's why. The authoritarian style of parenting, we have the kind of abusive type, and we have the ones that a little bit, what do you call it, negligent, sort of, right? They're a little less aggressive, right? So we have the authoritarians that they have high expectations of their children. They are very strict, right? They are not nurturing. So high expectations, low nurturing.
Right.
They have no time, low communication. So when they have these high expectations, low nurturing, low communication, you know what you're going to get? A violent parent. Because it's do as I say, not as I do.
So let me hold it right there. Chica.
Yes.
What is your view on that style of parenting? Because to me, that sounded like plenty. That demographic sounds like a lot. As I say, I don't want to hear your view. I don't care what you think. Do as I say. Mike, tell me, Verena, Rihanna, this sounding like a very big percentage of how parenting happens in
the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean, yes. Yes, I agree. It is a big percentage of how parenting happens in the Caribbean.
Yeah. No, Verena did mention that she speaks to her children and explains some things, right? Because she's a parent, right? So it has some parents that for certain things they will have to do as I say, right? Because they strongly believe, and most times, right, they are giving guidance to their children. So, it's good guidance. It's not like a parent smoking and saying, hey, you don't smoke, eh? Right, so sometimes, a lot of times that's where it comes from. Or a parent abusing alcohol, not even going to say drinking occasionally, but abusing alcohol, and they will tell their children, I don't want to see you drinking. Or somebody, parents being promiscuous. I wanted to get married at this age and that age. Yes, so it's a do as I say and not as I do. Right? But in some cases, when you move on to the authoritative parenting style, you will see that it has some, depending on what the situation is, you really expect your children to trust and obey your guidance.
Mike, what's your view on that style of parenting?
It depends, It depends. I've been very authoritative with my children when they were growing up. So, and I agree with Shamika there. Shamika, when she said, because when we discipline our children today, we want to make sure that they also take it on board, because in their lifetime, their children, when their children come, when they get pregnant, make children, people just make children and just like want to say, I have a child, but they're not disciplining any child. You just want to say you have a child. But I totally agree with what Shamika said. Sometimes we have to be very authoritative with our children. Verena said something earlier on too, where we had to, it's like stamping it down. Say, listen, it's not like I say do this, you have to do that. You just have to be more you could be authoritative with a sense of love, but with a hard fist, because you're disciplining the children. And if we don't discipline children today, we see what's happening. So I think on that side of being authoritative, like my dad, he was authoritative with me because he was a disciplinarian. And if he wasn't like that and he was more like hushy and hug up and kissy, I might have turned out to be a little, hello. You understand what I'm saying? But we need to, we need to.
Rihanna, what is your view on that style of parent?
So for me personal, I agree with Chica, as she said. But to me personal, I don't think beating kids right through is the answer and solutions to everything. I think speaking to, and according to the age bracket, you don't just beat child at a very young age. According to the age bracket, age has a lot to do with licks and parenting. Now, for me, I will not, you see, from 3 years till about 10 years, I will not really beat. I will more speak and punish you. As you become a teenager and a young girl or a young boy growing up, there where I come in, I might beat you, but I'm not going to beat you to the extent that I want to kill you. So I think for me, licks is not all. You speak and you talk and you tell them what is right from wrong. Because my mom, she hardly ever beat me or my older sister and my younger sister. She used to more sit down and have conversations with us. And she used to compare her life with us now. And there we used to sit down with her and chat with her and question her. She gave us answers and she showed us how life is. And she always tell us today, tomorrow she dies. And we have kids, do it this way, don't do it that way.
Right. So Rihanna definitely have a totally different experience. And I think it all has to do with the type of parenting styles our parents would have experienced, right? So we have the case where some parents would have either witnessed, because we know it's in the household, not everybody gets licked. You'd have some that get licks for everybody, and some who can't even say, well, you know, I get licks. They can't even remember if they get licks or not, right? So, it all depends. So I will always remember my mom, she's saying that, you know, parenting has really changed. So like her generation compared to my generation. So what would have happened? Well, her generation actually would have experienced the authoritarian style of parenting, but it set high expectations, it had low communication, low nurturing, right? So what would have happened there is that it had the do as I say, that's what I do, right? It have the, you need to just follow my instructions. I want you to be high achievers. I need you to achieve this. This is my expectations of you. So it have some parents who have very high expectations of their children and they don't provide the support. So that's where the punishments, and what some of them used to call it is disciplining. Or we know the word corporal punishments, where you get licks. Right, so a lot of, even in primary school as well, I had a teacher, he had about 5 different sticks.
Hold on there, just now.
I like to pause on certain areas because...
So Mike, Verena, Rihanna, Chica went to school where her teacher had 5 different whips. Whatever that area.
Well, my standard one teacher had a big ruler. It was thick. And if you don't get your spelling correct, you used to get licks. So we used to have to put out our hands and collect licks, bow, with this ruler, depending on how much words you get wrong. And when she's finished, your hand will be cherry red. Your hand will be cherry red for getting spelling wrong.
If you want to.
The teacher used to give you the most licks in school. you know that teacher that was synonymous, or the teacher that you know that
Everybody know this teacher strict.
The dean.
He just beat.
The dean.
All your place in the comment section. Place in the comment section if you want to say a dean, English teacher, maths, or put in the first name.
Yeah, the dean.
Which teacher was known for corporal punishment?
Yeah, but the dean.
Yeah, the teacher with 5 weapons. I went at school.
Nah.
And my teacher had 5 weapons.
Nah.
He beat me.
No. We had one teacher. We had one. Yeah, we had one teacher. We had one teacher in QF Junior Sec was the dean. I used to wear 2 pants under my yeah. So whenever we misbehave, and he take that, and it used to be golfer whip in Junior Sec. So when he carries downstairs,
what did that make a difference?
What, the 2 pants?
I want to ask that because there are people very pro corporal punishment in school, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask a question. Do you think that if corporal punishment was still allowed in school, would that make a difference on the young people?
Yep.
No, because we have laws in place now.
Well,
as Mike said earlier, and Rihanna said earlier, children picking up the phone and calling the police or children's authority, whoever they could call, they calling and reporting their parents. Even neighbors are calling and reporting parents. Disciplining their children. So by the time they hear them call,
police,
they pick up the phone and say, I hear my neighbor's daughter calling my neighbor's son. I mean, just last year with online learning in Tobago, I believe it was, somebody called police for the uncle because he was running behind the boy in the road. Like the boy wasn't staying online, and they called the police for him, right? But long time, we know that it had nothing like that. The neighbor was stuck in the track because
and send you back.
The lady down the road beats you, and when they reach home, you get licked again. It have some people that experience that long time.
Yeah.
Parents ask no question. Right? Okay, so the girl like straight up the road. That's the time when they used to say the community used to raise the child.
It takes a community to raise a child, yeah. But I want to chip in a little bit, right? I want to chip in a little bit.
Bring back the old time days. Yes, Verena.
What Shulan asks is a relevant question, right? If it still had corporal punishment, if it would make a difference. Now, here's the reason why it could have made a difference if it was still in effect. The parenting style for correcting the child has not changed much from corporal punishment. Well, at least in my time. Right? So they stopped corporal punishment in the school, but parents still cut in the children's tail for doing the wrong thing. So when you get in, you know to respond to licks at home. When you go in school and a teacher talking, what is your response to the teacher just trying to correct you by speaking alone? I believe it would have worked still, but we want to move away from abusing our kids and understand why we change and we have laws. But you also need to teach the parents to change their parenting styles as well so it could mesh together and it will sync then. Because here we have children doing stuff home, getting licks, going in school, attempting to do the wrong things as well, and the only punishment the teachers could really do is suspend the child.
Yeah.
And suspension now takes away from your the benefit of education. What if the child doing it on purpose? Just to not be in school?
Let me interject here, but do you not think to Shamika? Shamika.
Now, before we continue, because I realize this is a very rooted topic in the educators on the line.
Which educators?
Yes.
I went kindergarten.
It's a fact. Yes. Right? No, we want to listen to the comment section. Big up Nika Thomas, big up Shanice, Tashana. We don't want to forget our bandits while we go down this road, rabbit hole. So the topic of today is Shanice, Nika Thomas. Feel free to place in the comment section which parenting style would be your style. Do you believe in licks? I want it in the comment section. Do you believe in cutting the child tail when it look for cut tail? Do you believe in just talking and being trying to understand the child? Do you believe in a mix of the two? Yeah? Yeah. Chica, what you believe in?
I believe there should be a mix. I mean, sometimes like I'm not social worker talking about mix. Here's why, right? Because I mean, so it all depends. Or you see, that is why it is important when it is you're explaining to your child what is right from wrong. You need to practice this as well. And I think
Be a role model. Yes, you have to model.
Parents doing one thing, and then they expect their children to do something different. Now, here's what, right? So even when I was going to school in primary school, they were trying to phase out the total thing of corporal punishment in the school system. But my mother, she gave the teachers permission. If it is, I give any trouble, like I really give trouble and I deserve whatever Alexis say I deserve, go ahead. She never say abuse me or take advantage, but if it is, I deserve it then. Now it's how parents, we're going to talk present now, where we see parents coming in the school to beat and fight with a teacher. We have parents like that. Sometimes all the child gets in a fight, it had no case of bullying or they are picking on someone else. And yes, greater suspension does not make any sense because it takes away from the child's education. Some children see that as a holiday. They're glad. So yes,
exactly.
They do some things on purpose. Some children do it because they really need help. Because like if you do a little investigation, you will see that the situation at home is encouraging them to have these violent behaviors. So they may be witnessing abuse at home, either the dad being violent towards the mom being violent towards the dad. Right? So it has so many factors that affect, the reasons behind some children's behavior. And some children, again, go to proper licks at home, right? That's all they know. So when it is they go in school, a teacher trying to beat them and when pays them, or they know, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do at home. Everything is good and proper. And they behave it good at home. But when they go in school, they give it all the trouble.
So we want to touch the comment section.
Yeah. Some very interesting,
so
very interesting.
I will never hit my son. I know how to get under their skin. Like the same things I like. So I'll just take that away and explain why.
I agree.
We see parents doing now, they're having conversations. Sometimes parents they never have conversations.
But question. But listen to
True.
this. But listen to this. All right, go ahead. Read the comment from Candice. Yeah, Candice.
Right, so Candice is saying my primary school teachers used to beat with a leather strap and still get licks from my parents when I get home for the same thing. Yes, so long time, that's what people experience. They get licks in school. When it gets home, you get licks on top of that, and sometimes you get licks from mommy and dad.
All right.
And then we had where people experiencing the mothers saying when the father reach home, it had people like it had some cases like that.
Yep.
But it have some mothers, they ain't going through that. I home right now. And I will deal with the situation.
Comment section.
Yeah, personally spare the rods for the child. You're not beaten to kill them.
Good. So Candace is saying, long time I had to tie out the boat.
You can.
So I don't know if you all see because it's coming up on my. So Candace, let me read this one. Let me read this one. Candace Khan said.
What we want to do is not run away.
Yeah.
But we want to include online presence as well. So we want to give everybody a chance as well.
Yeah.
So Mike, go ahead.
Let me read this because this one is very interesting. So Candace Khan said, long time I had to tie out goat and sheep, wet plants, and had to try to meet or else I will be in a late line. Plus licks in front of the whole school. Listen, I get licks in front of assembly already for my dad. Trust me, misbehaving incomprehensive and get licks. Anybody ever get licks in front of peers in class? Anybody ever get licks in front of peers?
No, I was a good child. I was a very good child. I not getting no licks in
So
front
how
no
are you always opposite, so?
What you mean? You must be a bad child. A rebel.
Nah, this is a good topic. This is a good topic. I was no miserable. Yeah, in front of...
I used to laugh at people get.
So that was what style of parenting was
That's
that?
definitely authoritarian.
Right?
Yeah, definitely authoritarian. If it is a negligent parent, if that negligent parent have no care, you do whatever it is you want. There's no communication, no nurturing, no expectations, right? So we have negligent parents, and then we have the permissive ones. Yeah, do whatever you want. They leave their child to make decisions, basically run the home. They will have a lot of nurturing, where people call that spoiling. It's spoiling the child, right? They're allowing them to do as they please without any guidance at all. So they will have nurturing, over nurturing, I would call that. And then they just do whatever it is they like. So we have the permissive aspect.
So that's a question to parents on the live.
Parents on the live.
Right? And aunties and big sisters, because I think we're talking parenting, but only me and daddy. I mean, there are a lot of big sisters, big brothers, cousins, friends who are not blood relatives to young people. And they do represent that parenting aspect. So it's not just mommy, daddy, right? Or we have mommy and daddy in life, but I have cousins and aunties and friends and step. We have a lot of step parents that get involved in the young person's life. So place in the comment section. I think all parents, whether we are mommy, daddy, auntie, cousin, we just do a little bit of over nurturing.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially when we really care.
Spoiling the child. Always spoiling the child.
Yeah, we just do it now. We just say we don't
Oh God, don't beat you so much.
But you talking? Yeah, but then
we spend reason on this live, we don't need the real talking in real.
No, but
you want to say,
yeah.
I'm not giving it again, put down the tablet.
Yeah.
You're not playing it.
10 minutes after.
And 10 minutes after they come, they rub up on me.
Mommy, daddy.
Or they give me the face.
Yeah.
I think that's
I could actually answer that question.
I could actually answer that question.
But that is true.
But do you
My son they say,
No.
my son they say, mommy, punishment over.
Yes. So big up to on the live, Candice, Shanice Huggins, Nika Thomas, William Todd, Jero on the live, and everybody else who I miss. Big up Jason on the live, in and out. Yeah? And the topic for today, tonight.
parenting, past, present, future.
So Mike, give me some music again, and we'll come back to tie everything together.
So yeah, you're locked on to the Real Talk this evening. So just remember, just leave up, be still. People, weekend show is Real Talk. It's taking place live now, Friday. What you're cooking tomorrow, Saturday, 11:30 a.m. Let me hope that TNTech don't take the current so we can continue. And on Saturday evening, Saturday 5:30 p.m., the effects of COVID-19 on the family. The Blueprint, and Shamika James, our social welfare officer, she's going to be back. She ain't going nowhere, she's going to be back. Just so, and Sunday morning is the Burn Team workout crew. Where's that one? So you're locked on to Real Talk.
Can't wait for Sunday.
Are we looking at what? 2 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock? Yeah, they put it back up. So Burn Team Sunday morning workout. I think I gotta go to church Sunday morning, starting at 7 o'clock. And coming to stage at 11 o'clock Sunday. Yes, I think this one, but that's starting 7 o'clock in the morning. I think I gotta go to church. I think there's somebody. Yeah, I think
You understand? Mike is enjoying himself
But
with
listen,
all them
hey,
ladies.
listen, I was wet. I was totally wet. I
I
soaked
saw
in.
that. I
I
saw
had to
that,
take the
Mike.
mop up the studio after Sunday, you know. First I was wet. I could have swear water bust a pipe in the studio. First I wet.
Yes, Mike
So we're
jersey
gonna
was
come back
wet
in a
too.
short before we get out of here. We enjoying ourselves, boy, with this parenting. So much to talk about parenting, going nice.
Yeah, boy.
They talk about 4 parts of the parenting, don't they?
Yeah.
Have a little series.
Baby.
Yeah, I think we need to, all the pop that still, let me see that now. Put it up now. Put it up a little bigger. Just open up the screen so I can see the Shulan.
Alright, so I will advertise here now.
Yeah.
So,
open up the screen.
people, you
Open up
know
the
that
screen.
we have different services.
Open up the screen.
Full screen. Put it on a full.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, she go ahead. Yes.
Yes, so we have dietary coaching and meal plans. We have aerobics and personal training. So when the gyms reopen, you know, we can do personal training in the gym. And we can also do personal training online. Right? We also have breakfast, lunches, and treats. So you all know the situation in the country, but the treats are still available. So if it is you all are interested in getting birthday cakes, anniversary cakes, you know, just celebrating whatever it is, you can check us out. We also have counseling available. So those of you who need someone to just listen, someone to reach out to, you all can contact us. Right? So then Monday to Thursdays, we have aerobics online. Morning session is 4:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. And then we have the evening session, which will start at 6 and end at 7. So if it is you are interested, we have, it's very reasonable, $30 a session, $100 if you're going all 4 days. And if it is you want dietary coaching, just message us, let us know your goals, and we will discuss the rest.
Right, so when we come back, we're going to be tying up the thing and waving bye and telling everybody have a nice night. So after this, we will return to
What's the musical world?
Listen to me now. You don't know that you'll be coming early. To all the man them who cheat on them man. And why you know so they understand then I know we are friends for now.
asking some of the ladies on the live where they were when this kind of music was playing.
I mean, where they were, they still was in liquid form. Liquid form. There was a liquid form. Riri was in liquid form twice.
I was just a thought. Okay?
Yeah, a thought. Hey.
A thought.
I would have said something to Mike, but I'll keep my mouth zipped.
Oh, Lord.
You're on live, girl. You're on live. Wait till this live come off.
No, not because of the live. It's not because of the live. It's just because of parenting. Of the topic of being a parent, I have respect for Mr. Mike, so I will keep my mouth zoop. I will deal with you tomorrow, Mr. Mike.
So we go talk about Bacchanal tomorrow. What you're cooking is the Bacchanal segment.
Oh,
if you haven't joined
okay.
us on what you're cooking, is very interested. Like the Bacchanal section.
You're talking about them too. You're talking about the two of them as Bacchanal. Riri, two Bacchanal people. Yeah. Go ahead. Two Bacchanalists.
All right. So, Lions to be wrapping up, right?
I mean, we're wrapping up.
Well, I guess when we'll do this segment, we'll come back to parenting again next. But what I will say is that for those of you who did not do the quiz, go in the discussion section of the event and you will see a link to a quiz, right? And answer the questions honestly. And to see what type of parenting style you really have. The next thing, so we would say there are 4 parenting styles: authoritarian, which is really, I believe, the type of parenting everyone would have experienced in the past. Right? Then we have the authoritative, which is considered the best type of parenting style because it's very fair, you allow for communication, nurturing, it sets good expectations. Some may consider it high expectations, but they also providing a level of support for your child or children to reach those expectations. Right? And they have, good communication between you and the child. So it's not only you're telling them do this or do that. You're communicating, explaining, why it is we do this way.
Nice.
Right? And then we have the permissive parents who they don't really communicate with their children, but they have high nurturing. They well nurture. They give them what they want. If they ask for 5,000, they give them the 5,000.
What? You're wrong.
They're very permissive. If they want to go to the club when they are 15 years, you send them to the club. They allow you go in there. Let me know all hours of the night. I see some young people them like me know all different time. I can do that back then. Right?
Me either.
And then we have the negligent parents. They don't care what it is the child do, if they sleep, if they eat, if they bathe. They have no expectations. They don't communicate with them. They don't nurture them. So they are just taking care of themselves. And that's where you find they will say negligent parents, and those are the ones that get reported to the authorities because they just don't care. So some people say some people make sure and just to say they have a child.
Yep.
Yes, sometimes that is the case, right? They're not taking care of them, no support. As I say, no care anymore at all. Whatever you do, you do. I do business.
Right? So
just remember, guys, guys.
Present and future. So the youngest, really what you think the future of parenting, what you see in the future.
So,
when we talk about the past, we're talking about happening now. So tell us.
So for me, children, from the past and the present, and for future, for me, Chica, having kids, even yourself, Mr. Lion, I think for us, as being the present now and now for the future for our kids, I think we have to show them and be aware of them, to show them the hardships and facing worldwide technologies. So our past and present is going to add up to the future for our kids. So you have to teach them in life to come what was in the past for your grandparents, what we went through, and what they have to go through. So I think future presence is
Yep. Yes. So I think, as Rihanna said, it will be a combination. Now, if I'm talking about the future of my parenting style to my kids, it's a combination of authoritative and giving them, time to express themselves and so on, a little bit of punishment and a little taking away the devices and stuff. But for them, when my kids become kids, I think that licks thing will go all the way out the door, and it will just model down now to parents talking to their children and being role models for their kids. I think that will come in the future. So, but there's a lot of work for it to happen.
What you see in the future? What else is seen in the future? I want to know. what you think we could do different? What do you think that we could do differently as parents that we haven't done as yet? We did the mix. Is it something that we could do differently that has not been done before? We know about, we trying to balance the scale, but it would either be based on me temperament and the personality. If I am a very strong person, that is what's going to dominate my parenting, even though I might tell myself, I should have been a little softer here, or I should have been a little understanding here. So, what is something each one of us can do that hasn't been done, that we could guide the young people in a path where they wouldn't think that we down the throat, we harassing them, we being, because young people, especially the educators, when you're trying to steer a young person, you find the attitude they would give is that they're thinking that you're trying to be on them. What you think we could try that would give that kind of result? Chica, talk to me.
You really put him in a hot seat there, boy. Mike, we still in hearing you.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah.
So again, So I think one of the things that we're missing and we didn't really talk about much is, remember, our children, if we have 2 or 3 children, individually they are different. So whenever we have to deal with them, we deal with them on a different level, because you have some will be weak, some will be strong, then you have some who just kind of more laid back. As parents, what we need to look at, we need to, number one, remember, try not to make the same mistakes that we have made when we were younger. When our parents were teaching us, we try to discipline them in so many different ways, because everything we talk about here was positive in the sense of when a child cries for something, when you discipline a child and you say you're not getting this, don't go back and say they will come and pamper you, kiss you, play with you, fool you a little bit, because children today are very manipulative. They will come around you for anything just to get to that tablet or get to the phone.
Yeah.
Once we set a standard in life for our children, we need to let them know, hey, we are the parent, number one, you are the child. We're not going above that line. If mommy said X and daddy said X, is X. Parents are not always correct. Children are not always right, vice versa. But we have to deal with it in a manner where we have to also understand that we need to look at ourselves as parents and to make the decision, the best decision for our children, for their future, if only you understand what I'm saying. Because as I said, we have to deal with children individually. Not all children will be intellectually high. One might be able to be a little stronger in many ways. We love them, but we discipline them. And I think the key word in all of this is discipline. Discipline covers everything. That's enough for you. I could go on, but that's enough.
Right. So
before we go, right. Before we go, Sherlan, what happened tomorrow? What happened tomorrow? What happened tomorrow?
Alright, so when Mike has happening tomorrow, he is going to be talking about the evening show, which is the effects of COVID-19 on the family. Yes, at 5:30 p.m. Alright, so tomorrow we'll be discussing depression, right?
Mike, what he drop Maria, right? Mike, just put it drop straight. Right, Chica show, yeah?
It's not my show, it's Chica's show. Ask her what happening tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Chica show. It's Chica show. That's always
It's
been
always be
coming up.
coming up, eh?
Yeah, we had to mention her show tomorrow. We don't want people to miss her show tomorrow.
Go ahead.
So go ahead, Shamika.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes. So, as I said, tomorrow we'll be discussing depression. Because of COVID-19, a lot of persons would have gone into a state of depression. I would say a lot of students as well, in terms of having to transition from face-to-face learning to online learning, these different things. But tomorrow we will really go into what would have led to the depressive state, what depression is. Yes, because some person may not even recognize, or they may recognize and don't know what to do. So we're going to be speaking about that in great detail tomorrow. Rihanna and Serena will be joining us as well in this discussion.
It's something like that somebody has been present, miss. Like when you say that?
She have a nice teacher tone. She have a teacher tone. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
So Sholan.
Why would leave the vibration with when coming to the future of parenting? I would have said to deal with young people like how we deal with personal training. It is on a personal basis. And sometimes when we have more than one child, we tend to deal with them as a collective.
True.
So if we deal with them on a case-by-case basis, we might understand that this punishment will match John, whereas this punishment might not be effective for Jane. Let's say diet and training. You understand? So we have to deal with our young people case by case. Whether it be punishment, whether it be how we talk, how we deal with them. Some young people react to stern talking. And we know that. Right? We can be how cute we want to be. When the voice get heavy and the tone change, they react to that. Whereas another child react to a little more softer. And then another child will react to I take away the tablet and I can't play no game.
Yep.
So I would just leave it with deal with the young people, and we're talking from baby all the way up to teen because we say young people on a case by case basis.
Yeah.
So it's your boy Lion.
And a girl Chica J.
Really?
Thank you very much.
Mind bad.
Lion, I must say something before we go. I need to say something.
What you cooking? Chicken bread. Mike, if you don't put some music, I mean, go on away. Take me on Mike.
Blazing fire.
Bye-bye. Thanks everybody for logging on at this time. That's being on Twitter. So much show. Really talking. The best lecture. Everyone. Yeah?